And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce our speaker here today. We all know the name, Raymour and Flanigan. We have seen many ads on radio and TV, and they are one of Long Island's own. They are now multi-generational, and it is a pleasure to introduce Michael Goldberg, co-chairman of Raymour and Flanigan. Michael?
Good morning. I can? Thanks. I'd like to thank the Council Chamber leadership. I'd like to thank Frank Camerata. Oops. Julie, thank you for introducing me. Thank you for providing the details about this wonderful organization. It's a wonderful collection of chambers, and I want to talk to you about Raymour and Flanigan. We support many of the local chambers. We recognize the wonderful exchange of ideas that occur with every meeting. We believe that the shop local focus is paramount. And while we do a tremendous amount of business online, it's our bricks and mortar showrooms that produce the bulk. Joining me at this morning's breakfast is our Area Vice President of Sales, right in front of me, Mr. Ryan Caccini, our regional director, Mr. Arsalan Baig, my apologies. Also seated at the table is Jennifer DeGennaro. Jennifer is our director of our For Business group. I know we ran a little over, so you can hold the applause. I'll see if I can get you back on track, Frank. You're welcome. Arsalan is our Director of Sales here in the Queens and Nassau counties. Raymour and Flanigan, with our For Business effort, has unique discounts and a wide array of commercial furnishings specifically offered to schools, hospitals, hotels, and small businesses. We have commercial grade product. We have financing developed specifically for businesses. And if you care to meet with Jen later on today, please, I know she'll love to explain it to you. I'd also like to thank Jerry Baldessaro. Jerry is a Latham, New York home furnishings consultant who formerly was out here on the island, and he said, Michael, they don't know that Raymour and Flanigan was a small business. They don't know that Raymour and Flanigan is privately owned. And it's with that in mind that I really appreciate that you give me the opportunity to tell the Raymour and Flanigan story. I think it's important, not just for large businesses, but for small businesses, because we began with one store, a 3,000 square foot location. And today, we have 143 showrooms, 5 distribution centers, 23 delivery facilities in 7 states. I also believe that as a collection of small businesses, and you know this, that the minute you lose focus on one customer or one associate, you destroy a relationship that you worked extremely hard to create in the first place. Even today, a customer can call or email any one of us. We'll assist in any way that we can to create a positive customer experience. Our business began in 1947. My father and uncle opened their first showroom in Syracuse, New York. As I said earlier, the store was roughly 3,000 square feet. The name, Raymour, it's very odd, comes from Queens Boulevard in Forest Hills. You see, my father and uncle, there was a third brother. His name is Seymour. Seymour had an antique shop at 116-01 Queens Boulevard. And along with his partner Ray, they managed to provide a comfortable living for their growing families. The combination of these two names, Raymour, was good enough for them, so it was good enough for my father and uncle 4 hours away for a furniture store. Now you understand that our birth has a lot to do with Queens County, and you'll also hear a little bit about how Nassau County has become extremely important to our success. Family owned and operated until this day, I'm part of the second generation. My cousin Neil is our CEO, and his brother Steve is a co-chairman with myself. The three of us joined up in the 1970s, and what started out as a single store grew to include some of the local suburbs. I'd like to share with you that when my father and uncle retired, we had a great method for making decisions. You see, there were three of us. We never had a tie. When we left a closed-door meeting, our associates would never know who dissented. We were always united. We built a 200,000 square foot warehouse in Liverpool, New York, and realized that our industry, the furniture industry, was a blessing and a curse. The curse was that so many small businesses couldn't get product. They couldn't get it into the home in a timely manner. But it was also a blessing. You could be successful with talented associates, and we were always, and still are to this day, recruiting. We recognized that we needed to be important to vendors, and that we needed to align our pay plans with everyone, so that from sales to drivers to helpers, everyone that the customer interacted with could create a great customer experience. Putting delivery personnel on commission, whoa, that was a game changer. In December of 1989, we bought a chain of stores called Flanigan's Furniture, and that's where this long name comes from. It certainly makes signage very expensive. Once we had converted these locations, we continued to open showrooms in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, Scranton, Springfield, Massachusetts, and the nonstop growth continued with the acquisition of Furniture Unlimited. It's a group of stores outside of Philadelphia and southern New Jersey. From 2000 to 2006, we opened more than 50 locations. During this period, we created a number of initiatives to better communicate and engage with our associates. We're in the middle of it right now, and it runs right up to the week before Christmas. It's a holiday breakfast initiative. The senior leaders cook breakfast in our delivery centers for all of our associates. Eggs, bacon, sausage, you name it. Everybody's suits go to the cleaners in mid-December. Our second and far larger effort was the launch of a Learning and Development Institute in 2007, in an effort to help good leaders become great. We created a multitude of educational programs so that in the field, area managers had the tools they needed to develop their local teams. We established a vision and a mission statement that supported these three guiding principles. The vision was to enhance the customer shopping experience. Sounds like a no-brainer. The mission was to treat our people well, knowing that they would create the customer well. Our dads had always taught us to be credible. They encouraged us to set high expectations, and therefore it was very, very easy at that point to create three pillars, three guiding principles. Walk the talk, raise the bar, and be one team. Expansion continued in 2007 as we entered Rhode Island with the purchase of a company called Alpert's Furniture. We then expanded our Central New York distribution center to 700,000 square feet. A year later, in 2008, when the economy was languishing, we found ourselves faced with a wonderful opportunity. We spent long hours in bankruptcy court and acquired over a dozen leases from a business or two that you may all remember, Levitt's and Siemens Furniture. They were here in the surrounding Metro New York footprint. We then added 4 more distribution centers to maintain our commitment of quick delivery. New locations in Metro New York included Farmingdale on the infamous 110 Furniture Highway, beautiful showrooms in Patchogue, Lake Grove, a clearance center in Massapequa, and as I said earlier, Queens is very important to us. We have showrooms in Elmhurst, Metropolitan Ave, Long Island City, and in Nassau County, our Garden City and Carl Place showrooms are just around the corner. Our Garden City showroom is the highest performing showroom in the entire fleet. With 90,000 square feet, we service 4,000 customers every month. We developed an outlet model in 2015 to lower price points, to appeal to another demographic. Today, there's 34 Raymour and Flanigan outlet showrooms. And we didn't stop. We continued to innovate. We knew we needed a TV production facility and built one in Liverpool, New York. And recognizing the enormous potential of e-commerce, we greatly expanded our online presence in 2016. Today, we have what seems to be an infinite amount of choices on our website at raymourflanigan.com. So I'm part of the second generation. The third generation is firmly in place. My partner Neil, his son Seth, is our president, and his 3 siblings, whoops, it's probably them right now. Sorry, I'm so sorry. Thank you, Julie. Neil's son Seth is our president, and his 3 siblings, Adam, Shira, and Miriam, are taking on major responsibilities. Shira's husband, Jared, is leading our e-commerce effort, and our associates clearly recognize that our growth is continuing, that our focus and their focus to set high expectations will not stop. We've earned many industry awards and are currently the 9th largest furniture and mattress retailer in the country. We've earned the Great Place to Work Award for back-to-back years, and in 2018, we were identified as the New York State Sustainable Organization of the Year. Our recycling operations keep 17 million pounds of waste out of landfills, and we're always giving back to the communities that we serve. We run community outreach events, and I'm hopeful that we can run a number of them with local small businesses and chambers. So please, it's another reason to reach out to Arslan and Jen and Ryan. We're thrilled to do it. Local agencies receive a cash donation, and they gather for a few hours. We provide refreshments and, of course, unique discounts. All of the initiatives that I've described, they're intended to raise the bar and seize opportunity. We've never been focused on being the biggest. Recently, we recognized that businesses and schools needed and were struggling to find product, and that's where our For Business effort evolved from. That's a new initiative for us. Feel free to visit with Jen when you get time. You may find it odd that all that I've described so far is from a large business that does not have a 2-year plan, a 5-year plan. We don't have one. Instead, we look at opportunities within or adjacent to our footprint. We're a family business just like many of you. We communicate constantly to improve each and every day. As I look around the room, I see a large gathering of entrepreneurs. You're just like myself, you're just like my family members. The concepts that most of us address are simple, and the execution, it's extremely difficult. We recognize that your focus to network and to learn about what is possible is a big part of why you are here. Hopefully, the Raymour and Flanigan story provides some level of inspiration about what is possible. During the last 2 years, we've all experienced dramatic change. COVID, inflation, and difficulty acquiring talented associates challenges Raymour and Flanigan, big and small. But at Raymour and Flanigan, we always look at challenges. We've struck the word problem from our vocabulary and told everyone you replace it with the word opportunity. I'm very appreciative, I'm very grateful that you've allowed me to speak this morning. I hope that in some way you receive some form of inspiration from this story. I'd be thrilled to hear your story as well, and I want to thank you for your time, and I wish everybody great success. Thank you.